and can also see what is happening in the structure. Yes, once we are live, I am going to start by lecture number 1 of NLP. ठीक है? And can also batch जो है already 9 students उसमें पूरे हैं. Even जो regular students है वो नहीं आए. I don't understand के क्या issue है. So we are looking for one more student only for this batch. Otherwise, 9 students complete है. मिसबा आ गई है, मारिया, इमरान, इफ्रा, डॉक्टर बाहर आ गई है, कोमता मोर हुई है, and Razia है. Anyhow, so we're going to start our class. We don't really wait too much. As we have been discussing in the previous lectures, attendance is very important. So let's go. So I would like to officially welcome every one of you for being here today, being a part of the certification course that you're about to take part of. The certification that you are about to take part of is an internationally licensed, recognized certificate by Pakistan Institute of Mind Sciences, PIMS, accredited by GIMP Malaysia, Global Institute of Modern Psychology, Malaysia. This certification will allow you to practice and see clients all over the world globally. This video is being recorded right now to clear any doubts so that in the future you can always refer to it for any informed consent issues. You can find it on our YouTube channel. This video you can find on our YouTube channel. Just Google PIMS, Pakistan Institute of Mind Sciences, and you will be able to see this video again. So the course is called Neurolinguistic Programming Life Coaching Course. It's a complete life coaching course. It is not just NLP. A lot of course providers in the market, what they do is they provide levels for NLP practitioner, NLP master practitioner, NLP super master practitioner, I don't know, level 1, level 2, level 3, different names. These are all marketing gimmicks. What we are doing with PIMS and GIMP is provide you over the 4 months a complete training of neurolinguistic programming, which is one of the ways that you conduct life coaching. And the beauty of this course that you're about to take is once you are done, you can start seeing clients. Doesn't matter if you have any psychological background or you don't have any psychological background, you will be able to understand the basic theories of the mind, the subconscious mind, and you will be able to master specific skills that will allow you to see clients and have impacts in your clients. Obviously, full disclosure, one course is never, it's complete. A good coach, a good therapist knows कि जितना आपके पास available tools होंगे, जितने आपके पास available arrows होंगे आपके quiver में, उतने ज़्यादा आप निशाना मार सकते हो. So it's very important. I recommend, especially if you're taking only hypnotherapy or only NLP, hypnotherapy and NLP go hand to hand together. ये तो बहुत लाज़मी है, right? Just a suggestion. Otherwise, NLP काफी है. If you're doing only NLP or if you're doing only hypnotherapy, वो भी आप trained होंगे. You can see clients after that. ठीक हो गया? You can always ask any kind of questions in the chat box. And in the chat box, I will read your messages. Usually classes are interactive, यानी कि आपका वीडियो ऑन होता है और मेरा वीडियो ऑन होता है, आपका माइक ऑन होता है. At any point of time आप अपना अनम्यूट करके ना क्वेश्चंस वगैरह कर सकते हो. यूजुअली आज क्योंकि एक पब्लिक प्लेटफॉर्म है तो आज वन वे इंटरेक्शंस हो रही है. In fact, from next week, Dr. Bar, Misbah, Alizan, anybody who is finalized in NLP, from next week, it is very important and compulsory to have your cameras open. जैसे मैंने एक corner अपने घर में बनाया हुआ है ना, एक study corner है. इसी तरह आपने एक स्टडी कॉर्नर अपने लिए डिसाइड करना है, डिजाइन करना है। उसमें ना सिर्फ आप कोर्सेज करेंगे मेरे साथ, थीम्स के साथ, बल्कि आप उसी कॉर्नर में उसको इवॉल्व करके यू कैन सी योर क्लाइंट्स एज वेल। माय गोल इज टू टीच यू techniques in a way that you can see clients online, so you have access to higher paying clients like US dollars में और pounds में। ठीक है, ये मेरा गोल है। बाकी आपकी ऑफ कोर्स अपना एफर्ट है, अपना डेडिकेशन है, कितना आप रीडिंग करते हो ड्यूरिंग द कोर्स, कितना आप प्रैक्टिस करते हो ड्यूरिंग द कोर्स, वो आपका अपना है। कोर्सेज सारे डिजाइंड है हैंड्स ऑन प्रैक्टिस के लिए। आपको असाइनमेंट्स रीडिंग भी होंगे, आपके असाइनमेंट्स प्रैक्टिकल्स के भी होंगे। क्लास के अंदर भी हम प्रैक्टिकल्स काफी सारी करेंगे। In fact, by the end of the course, you have to demonstrate that you have learned a few techniques as assignments. Okay, so welcome to Neurolinguistic Programming Life Coaching course. There will be two kinds of certifications given by the end of the course. एक होगा, एक तो हमारा कोर्स जो है आप सर्टिफिकेट में लिखा होगा 120 आवर्स, ठीक है, इसको करेक्शन करें, सर्टिफिकेट में लिखा हुआ है 120 आवर्स। आपके लेक्चर्स होंगे, रीडिंग्स होंगे, प्रैक्टिस होंगे। यू हैव टू अटेंड द 13 मिनिमम अटेंडेंस। जैसे आज तकरीबन 7 स्टूडेंट्स ने अटेंडेंस नहीं लिए, तो Zoom ऑटोमेटिकली लेक्चर्स अटेंडेंस ले रहा है। At the end of the course, you have to demonstrate 2 different videos, 2 demos. You will record and submit. वो सारे आपको सिखाएंगे, क्लास में करेंगे। जब मुझे यकीन होगा कि आपको आता है और आप कर पाओगे, तब हम आपसे डिमांड करेंगे अब आप रिकॉर्ड करके सबमिट करें वीडियोस। और उन दोनों वीडियोस के डिटेल्स पे आपको पास और फेल किया जाएगा। If you are done with your demos and you are successfully completed your demos, you then be called a NLP life coach. If you fail to do any one of these demos, then we will just give you a certificate of attendance, meaning that you have done your course. ठीक है, मैं जरा PIMS की जो वेबसाइट है, you can always go to pimscourses.com और उसको आप I want to show you guys. जो सैंपल है वेबसाइट का आपके सर्टिफिकेट का, सो हमारा जो ऑफिशियल वेबसाइट है pimscourses.com है। यू कैन गो टू कोर्सेज। करेंटली यू नो वी ऑफर 5 कोर्सेज। ट्रॉमा इन्फॉर्म कॉग्निटिव बिहेवियर थेरेपी, इसका आपने डेमो मंडे को लिया था। डायलेक्टिकल बिहेवियर स्किल्स थेरेपिस्ट, ये आपने ट्यूसडे को लिया था। हिप्नोथेरेपिस्ट, सर्टिफाइड हिप्नोथेरेपिस्ट, ये आपने लास्ट यस्टरडे लिया था। आज आप ले रहे हैं एनएलपी लाइफ कोचिंग प्रोग्रामिंग। टीओटी ट्रेनिंग ऑफ ट्रेनर्स अभी इस बैच में नहीं होगा, वो वंस अ ईयर होता है। आपको एंड ऑफ द क्लास मैं आपको बता दूंगा इसके बारे में भी। इफ यू गो टू न्यूरोलिंग्विस्टिक प्रोग्रामिंग, यू कैन सी दैट योर कोर्स इज एक्चुअली 5 सर्टिफिकेशंस इन वन। जैसे मैंने कहा 120 आवर्स है, ग्लोबली एक्रेडिटेड है, मलेशिया से। And this is not just an NLP practitioner course, it is a complete life coaching course, and it is a life timeline coaching course, fast phobia pattern certification, and a state management certification. So 5 different certifications in one है। अगर आप मेरे साथ साथ मेरे पेज पे चलते जाएंगे तो सैंपल सर्टिफिकेट आपके सामने है। You can see you will get your name here for having completed a 4 months 120-hour certification training in NLP coaching practitioner level conducted by PIMS, Pakistan Institute of Mind Sciences, accredited by GIMP Malaysia, and is here on to recognized as Neurolinguistic Programming life coach, NLP life coach. Additional they are, so एक तो यहाँ पे हो गया, then आपका टाइमलाइन थेरेपी, फास्ट फोबिया टेक्निक एंड न्यूरो इमोशनल रिवायरिंग भी आपको सर्टिफाइड किया जाएगा, NER। Each of these courses यूजुअली क्या होता है, पीपल कंडक्ट देम ओवर ए वीकेंड, लाखों का फीस लगा के, ठीक है। वी आर डूइंग इट ऑल इन वन। कोर्स आउटलाइन है, इफ यू वुड लाइक टू हैव अ लुक, एंड छोटा सा वीडियो है, यू कैन हैव अ लुक। एंड दैट्स इट। ठीक हो गया। एंड गूगल रिव्यूज है जो अपडेट कर है, आप देख रहे हैं सारे 5 स्टार्स है, गूगल रिव्यूज है। ऑलराइट, सो नाउ सर्टिफिकेशंस, एक्रेडिशंस एंड डिटेल्स के बारे में कोई क्वेश्चन है? सो यू कैन टाइप योर क्वेश्चन इन द चैट बॉक्स प्लीज। Okay. Move on. Give a thumbs up if you're ready to move on. Okay. Thank you from Mispa, Zoom user. Okay. Okay. So moving on. Before we get into NLP, we have to understand life coaching. I am personally a benefactor of life coaching. I can tell you that from my own personal life, back in 2005, 4, 5, 6, 7, I was deeply depressed, suicidal even, and living in a small city, which is Quetta, Balochistan. कोई ऐसा अपॉर्चुनिटी था नहीं जो साइकोलॉजी की सपोर्ट सिस्टम हो, आपको कोई सुने, आपको कोई हेल्प करे, आपको कोई गाइडलाइन दे। All right. So then what ended up happening is I had to take care of myself. I remember a book that changed and helped me a lot was Awaken the Giant Within, written by Tony Robbins. जब वो पढ़ा वहां से आगे सेल्फ डेवलपमेंट के फील्ड में पढ़ गया। At that time, it was known as self-development का फील्ड, सेल्फ डेवलपमेंट। तो आइडिया ये था कि यू नीड टू वर्क ऑन योर सेल्फ मोर देन यू वर्क ऑन योर जॉब। ठीक है, जैसे जिम रॉन कहते हैं, टोनी रॉबिन्स का जो गुरु है। So I started working on myself, on my emotions, on joined the gym and started eating better, starting thinking clearer, detoxing from the social media and all those things that would have negative people. A lot of people quit a lot of the toxic things that were happening in my life. Addiction थी उसको quit किया just because I really decided that I want to improve my life because I don't want to live like this anymore. फिर उस journey of self development में after I overcame and did my schooling, college, I decided कि चलो this is something that I want to do for other people. The only thing that I had in my arsenal was कि psychology की field है वो पढ़ ले. Of course 2007 में कोयटा जैसी जगह पे कौन साइकोलॉजी को पूछता था। 2-4 लड़कियां होती थी क्लासरूम में। मैंने कहा मैंने पढ़ना है, पूरी दुनिया हंसने लगी। चलो ठीक है, but I started anyhow. I learned from my self development gurus that your goals may not make sense to anybody around you, including your family. तो जब ये हुआ देन हमने कहा कि चलो सही है, मैंने सोचा कि चलो लेट मी फोकस ऑन माय गोल्स एंड सी वेयर आई कैन टेक माय सेल्फ। जिम रॉन कहते हैं ना कि व्हाई नॉट सी हाउ मच यू कैन ग्रो, व्हाई नॉट सी हाउ मेनी बुक्स यू कैन read, why not see how much money you can earn, why not see how many people you can help in your lifetime. You're going to live once only and see, why not see how far you can take your life. मैंने कहा yeah, makes sense. So in the journey, I started psychology, but then of course, disappointment stuff with the degree, with the education system, to disappointment with the overall healing का जो एक concept है पाकिस्तान में. I thought no, I want to make a shift to it. So then shifted to Lahore. Lahore में masters करने के बाद shifted to Lahore. 2011, I started seeing clients after my bachelor's, after my graduation. And seeing clients, and then shifted to Lahore, did my master, did my MS, master's Quetta mein kiya, and then did my MS from GC University, then went to Malaysia, वहाँ पे PhD किया, कर रहा हूँ अभी already, अभी तक खत्म नहीं हुआ, इंशाल्लाह by the end of this year खत्म हो जाएगा, submissions वगैरह सब कुछ okay, I'll be done, and then I will be have more time dedicated to PIMS, growth of PIMS. So that was a little bit of background of where I come from, because I know it is why I'm telling you guys this, so you know that NLP, when I got into the field of psychology, साइकोलॉजी के फील्ड के अंदर भी मुझे बहुत सारे डिसअपॉइंटमेंट्स थे. There were things that I already knew, but वो मेरे बुक्स के अंदर नहीं थे. तो मैंने कहा कि मैंने मास्टर्स भी किया, अभी तक वो कहाँ है. Then I realized no, जो टूल्स और माइंडसेट जिन्होंने मुझे हेल्प किया वो तो एक सब ऑफशूट है साइकोलॉजी का. इनफैक्ट लॉट ऑफ साइकोलॉजिस्ट उसको गलत समझते हैं. मैंने कहा अच्छा वो क्या है. माइंड साइंसेस में हिप्नोथेरेपी एंड एनएलपी. I picked up the hypnotherapy books, I picked up the NLP books, and I saw, oh yeah, these are the techniques, these are the things that I want. Then I got certified from NGH, National Guild of Hypnotists in hypnotherapy. I certified in ABNLP from ABH NLP, and I realized that yeah, this is something that I want to dedicate my life to. Cut to 2016, लाहौर के अंदर हमने रजिस्टर किया पंजाब के साथ. Oh, in fact, you know what? इस कोर्स में what I can do, क्योंकि आज ही मैं जो लीगल डॉक्यूमेंट्स है वो मैं निकाल रहा था फॉर बैंक. तो आपको मैं there are some people who वो कहते हैं कि यार वो सर्टिफिकेशन कहाँ से, तो मैं आपको दिखा सकता हूँ. ये पिम्स का सर्टिफिकेट है, पाकिस्तान रेवेन्यू अथॉरिटी से रेगुलेटेड है. So जब हमने रजिस्टर किया था ऑफ कोर्स DHL लाहौर में था. अभी इस वक्त जो है मले इधर इस्लामाबाद पिंडी में आ गया हूँ. एंड पाकिस्तान इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ माइंड साइंसेज रजिस्टर्ड विद अंडर मोहम्मद इब्राहिम विद पंजाब रेवेन्यू अथॉरिटी. ऑफ कोर्स पंजाब रेवेन्यू अथॉरिटी है तो उसके साथ भी है, FBR के साथ भी है. We'll show you the FBR certificate as well. FBR की सर्टिफिकेट है मोहम्मद इब्राहिम का. अच्छा यहाँ पे आप देखें, ये फिर इस्लामाबाद वाले एड्रेस में रजिस्टर किया. अभी करंटली ये एड्रेस है ऑफिस का. ठीक है, तो आई थॉट यू गाइस कैन हैव अ लुक एट. ये रिकॉर्डिंग्स भी है, यू कैन ऑलवेज स्क्रीनशॉट देम फ्रॉम द यूट्यूब वीडियो एज वेल. Okay, so getting back to what we are discussing, NLP was the tool that helped me in my personal life, and I made it my mission to teach this to as many people as I can, क्योंकि मुझे फायदा हुआ. ठीक है, मेरा डिप्रेशन क्योर हुआ. कल जो हमने हिप्नोथेरेपी के क्लास लिया ना, उसमें मैंने आपको वेरी क्लियरली साइंटिफिकली रिसर्चेस को प्रेजेंट करके आपको मैंने दिखाया कि देयर आर प्लेंटी ऑफ स्ट्रॉन्ग एविडेंस के जो हिप्नोथेरेपी है एंजाइटी क्लासिफिकेशंस की जो कोर्सेज, एंजाइटी क्लासिफिकेशंस की जो वो है एंजाइटी कैटेगरी डिसऑर्डर्स को वो वर्क करता है. क्लियरली RCTs रैंडमाइज्ड कंट्रोल ट्रायल्स के अंदर देखा. जो NLP है ये मैं आपको क्लियर कट बता सकता हूँ कि जो डिप्रेसिव स्टेट, जो लो एनर्जी स्टेट वाले डिसऑर्डर्स है उसके लिए बहुत हेल्पफुल होता है. ठीक हो गया. So that's why I personally love my, अगर चारों कोर्सेज में से आप मुझसे पूछो आपको फेवरेट कौन है तो मैं इजीली कह सकता हूँ कि ये NLP है. NLP is an approach of life coaching. Life coaching is a bigger umbrella. उसके अंदर different schools होते हैं. जैसे साइकोलॉजी के अंदर schools है, behaviorists है, cognitive behaviorists है, cognitive school of thought है, psychotherapist, psychodynamic वाले हैं, उसी तरह. So life coaching is basically हम सीखेंगे लाइफ कोचिंग क्या है. लाइफ कोचिंग के अंदर आता है NLP. So let's see the bigger umbrella. What is life coaching? Life coaching is basically a professional partnership between a coach and a client, where the coach helps the client achieve their personal and professional goals. All right. So there is a goal. It's goal oriented. ये बहुत important distinctions है between therapy. Life coaching is not therapy, although almost similar outcome होता है, but they are not the same. Life coaching is not therapy. Therapy looks at what is wrong with you. Therapy looks at why why what is wrong with you makes sense. Life coaching is more of goal attainment. So this is the first time जो acceptance मैंने experience किया in the field of human development. Life coaching कहता है you are okay however you are in the present moment. Just let me know and let's focus on where you want to arrive, where you want to reach at. ठीक है? So as you see, coach and client, it's a co-venture where we work on attaining clients के goal different तरीकों से. One of the ways is NLP. Here are some of the definitions of life coaching. Life coaching can be defined as a process of self-discovery and goal attainment. Life coaching helps clients identify their values, strengths, and aspirations. ये बहुत important identifications हैं. SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat analysis, is not part of a therapeutic modality. Is part of a life coaching modality. ठीक है, बहुत सारे टेक्निक्स एंड टूल्स हैं जो हम आपको देंगे बाय as part of this course. In fact, every course, not just NLP, has a complete folder of books, manuals, slides, and other supporting materials, including videos, including techniques that we're going to do, additional readings. For example, ये श्लोमो की जो बिग बुक ऑफ NLP टूल्स है, अगर इसको आप देखें, this is one of my favorite books. Even if you are not taking this course, मेरा रिकमेंडेशन है ये बुक आप जरूर डाउनलोड करें, टेक ए स्क्रीनशॉट. श्लोमो की इसके अंदर 350 प्लस टेक्निक्स एंड पैटर्न्स एंड स्ट्रेटजीज ऑफ NLP है, ठीक है, जो कि लाइफ कोचिंग ही है बेसिकली, राइट. See all these techniques. So मैं आपके लिए recommend क्या करूँगा, if you are not doing this course, just pick up this book, start by reading this book, and one-on-one जैसे ही ये आते जाते हैं आपके सामने ये techniques आते हैं, इनको एक एक करके आप अपने ऊपर use करें. This is what we're going to do in this course as well. So every course, as I said, carries with it a complete folder full of goodies that you can have with you, lifetime access. Recordings bhi aapko lifetime access hoga, and you will have access to everything, social support. We will have graduate support. We will not leave you alone at the end of the course. We will give you referrals as much as we can and everything else. All right, getting back to what is life coaching. Life coaching is a process of self-discovery and goal attainment. आप वो book पढ़ेंगे, आपको कुछ ना कुछ help हो जाएगा, even if you're not taking this course. Life coaching helps clients identify their values, strengths, and aspirations, and then develop strategies to achieve their goals. See, it's all about, life coaching is all about goal attainment, goal achievement. किसी ने मुझसे पूछा confidence कहाँ से, मैं कैसे confident feel करूँ, right? ऑफ कोर्स हमारे पास टेक्निक्स एंड टूल्स तो बहुत है कॉन्फिडेंस के लिए, लेकिन अभी रिसेंटली किसी मुझे याद आ गया, किसी मेरी असल में साली है, उसने कहा कॉन्फिडेंस कैसे फील करो. मैंने कहा जस्ट लुक एट योर लाइफ, डू यू हैव अचीवमेंट्स इन योर लाइफ. कहती हाँ ये. मैंने कहा उन पे फोकस करो. या इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर अस टू रिकॉग्नाइज के योर अचीवमेंट्स आर द एविडेंस दैट यू आर कॉम्पिटेंट, यू कैन डू थिंग्स. So then technically confidence comes from competence. How do we define life coaching more? Life coaching is a partnership for growth and development. The coach provides guidance, support, and accountability, helping the client to overcome obstacles and reach their full potential. Life coaching is a personalized approach to personal and professional development. Life coaching is tailored to an individual need and goals of the client, providing a customized approach to growth and change. ये बहुत important understanding है when you are becoming a coach. Not every glove fits every hand. you need to have different sizes, different versions, aka different tools and strategies and mindsets, so that you can help maximum people. मैं एक क्लाइंट को जिस तरह डील करता हूं, जिस स्टाइल से डील करता हूं, मैं दूसरे क्लाइंट को उस स्टाइल से डील कर ही नहीं सकता, क्योंकि उस स्टाइल से उसको फायदा नहीं होगा, उसका टाइम वेस्ट होगा, मेरे एफर्ट्स वेस्ट होंगे. My job as your coach would be to get the best out of you as quickly as possible. All right? This is what life coaching is. So far, so good. Any questions? Put it in the chat about what we're talking about about life coaching. All right, so I think we're good to go. Okay, so moving on. What is life coaching good for? Life coaching is good to improve the client's overall well-being. So it's not just in one area, but overall well-being is helps the client improve their well-being by addressing areas such as stress management, work-life balance, and personal relationships. Right? Life coaching helps achieve the client's career goals. So overall well-being, career goals, by setting clear objectives, developing new skills, and overcoming career objectives. बेसिकली एक लाइफ कोच जो है आपका एक थर्ड पर्सपेक्टिव होता है, ठीक है. थर्ड पर्सपेक्टिव जो आपको ऑब्जर्व कर रहा है ऑब्जेक्टिवली, विदाउट योर इमोशनल बैगेज, विदाउट योर स्क्यूड perception about life and yourself. एक ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑब्जर्वर होता है. Life coaching helps enhance the client's personal relationship. How? By improving communication, building trust, and resolving conflict. ठीक है. अब इन सब के लिए आपके पास स्ट्रेटजीज होनी चाहिए ना. आप कैरियर में अगर आपने गोल सेट करना है, ऑब्जेक्टिव सेट करना है, इट इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम रिलेशनशिप में आपको ट्रस्ट बिल्ड कराना है, राइट. तो अगर आप सिर्फ एक ही अप्रोच आपके पास है, वो सिर्फ आप एक प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करते ना. सो वो क्या कहते हैं चाइनीज जो प्रोवर्ब है, to a hammer everything looks like a nail. So if you are a hammer and you have only one tool in your toolbox, everything looks like a nail. You want to hit everything in the head because आपके पास है ही एक solution है. जो मेरी पर्सनल डिसएग्रीमेंट पाकिस्तान के अंदर साइकोलॉजिस्ट के साथ है, वो यही रहा है कि सीबीटी करके यू आर लाइक, आई डोंट नीड टू सी एंड एक्सपीरियंस एनीथिंग एल्स. Only CBT is my God, and I'm going to do that only. Yes, CBT is very powerful, very useful. There are other things as well. CBT solves one approach. You can have other approaches. In fact, you should have multiple certification, multiple trainings if you want to be an effective coach. Life coaching increases their self-confidence and self-esteem. How? Life coaching increases self-esteem and self-confidence by identifying your strengths, overcoming limiting beliefs, and developing a positive mindset. Life coaching helps find greater meaning and purpose in life by exploring their values, passion, and life goal. Right? Does this make sense? Who life coaching can help, and why life coaching is useful? Do you have any questions about life coaching, guys? Please put them in the chat box if you have any questions about life coaching. All right, no questions. All right, then moving on. Now, NLP is, in my experience, a complete code, complete methodology for life coaching. जैसे मैंने आपको कहा कि मेरा पर्सनल लाइफ में जब मैं सेल्फ डेवलपमेंट AKA लाइफ कोचिंग बुक से ले रहा था, later on I realized जो मेथड मेथोडोलॉजी फॉलो हो रही थी ना, वो NLP की मेथोडोलॉजी था, right? That is why I got certified and I started teaching since 2016 NLP to people such as yourself, psychologists. A lot of you guys come to me also to learn and get additional tools. Okay, so what is NLP? NLP और न्यूरो-लिंग्विस्टिक प्रोग्रामिंग के अंदर 3 वर्ड्स है, न्यूरो, लिंग्विस्टिक एंड देन प्रोग्रामिंग. लेट्स ब्रेक इट डाउन. Neuro pertains to the nerve communication network in the human body. All right. So every human body, as you know, has a nervous system, has a system that carries messages from one part of the body to another part of the body. I know, आप doctor है, Dr. Bahar, you're going to get bored with this physiology lesson, but bear with me. The courses, जैसे मैंने आपको कहा है, it starts from 0 to 100. So फिलहाल हम 0 पे चल रहे हैं, ठीक है? So I'm going to assume like you're a 5-year-old and I'm going to explain it in the beginning and then आहिस्ता हम second gear, third gear and then nitrous लगा के full speed first month में जाएंगे. Don't worry. What is a nervous system? A nervous system is a connective neurons, एक channel है. इसका मैं एग्जांपल ऐसे देता हूं जैसे कि बिजली की तारें बिल्डिंग के अंदर होती है. आप वहां से बटन ऑन करते हो, वहां पर लाइट ऑन होती है. सेम आप यहां आपने हाथ से किसी गर्म चीज को टच करते हो एंड देन ब्रेन में आपको प्रोसेस होती है कि बूम डेंजर है. फिर ब्रेन मैसेज भेजता है आपके हाथ को कि इस डेंजर से बचो. एंड देन वो जो न्यूरॉन्स मैसेज लेके आए हैं वो मसल्स को कहते हैं कि रिट्रैक्ट करो. सो ये नर्वस सिस्टम है. अब इमोशंस आर एक्सपीरियंस इन द नर्वस सिस्टम एज वेल. न्यूरॉन्स आपस में जब कम्युनिकेट करते हैं उस पूरे सिस्टम को हम कहेंगे नर्वस सिस्टम. Why are we talking about nervous system? Because NLP focuses on neurons first. Neural networks basically जब कुछ न्यूरॉन्स आपस में कनेक्ट हो जाते हैं, nerves and neuron are the same words. आपस में कनेक्ट होते हैं, form one network. ठीक है? There are billions of them in your brain, millions of them in one part of your body. सिर्फ हाथ में देखें, billions of neurons है उसके अंदर. टच फील होती है आपको. सिर्फ फिंगर टिप्स में देखें, millions of neurons सिर्फ फिंगर टिप्स में होते हैं, right? They work and communicate with each other in a certain way. NLP में हम इंटरेस्टेड है ये जानने में कि ये जो न्यूरॉन्स आपस में कम्युनिकेट कर रहे हैं उसकी असल मैकेनिज्म क्या है और हम उस मैकेनिज्म को चेंज कैसे कर सकते हैं. क्यों? आपको मैं इजी एक एग्जांपल दूं. अक्सर आपने नर्वस फील किया होगा, नर्वस, राइट? सो व्हेन यू फील नर्वस, how do you feel it in your body? Most people, I mean literature में अगर आप देखें ना, nervous means butterflies in the stomach. कैसे? Butterflies in the stomach. जबकि जो लफ्ज nervous है अपने साथ लेकर आता है एक नेगेटिव कनोटेशन, नो? एक नेगेटिव सी उसके साथ एक आइडिया है. पर एक मजे की बात क्या है, अगर एक और वर्ड है एक्साइटमेंट, मैं आपसे कहूं वो कैसे फील होता है, आप मुझे एग्जैक्टली वही न्यूरल नेटवर्क्स कहोगे जो आपके स्टमक में फील होता है. देन आई आस्क यू, इज इट रियली नर्वस और इज इट एक्साइटमेंट? क्योंकि आप डिफरेंशिएट नहीं कर पाओगे, मैं आपको कन्विंस करूंगा कि व्हाट यू आर फीलिंग बिफोर अ प्रेजेंटेशन इट्स नॉट नर्व्स, इट्स नॉट नर्वस, इट्स एक्साइटमेंट. सेम फीलिंग है बट क्योंकि डिफरेंट नाम था उसका. सो this brings us to the second part of NLP. The first part was neurons, and then neurons के जो experience है उसके साथ attached linguistic, language and words. Linguistic, the language you use to speak to yourself or others. So जब आप स्टेज पे जाने से पहले कहते हो मैं नर्वस हूं, आप बेसिकली अपने आप को डिग्रेड कर रहे हो, आप अपने रिसोर्सेज, आप अपनी स्टेट को नेगेटिव कर रहे हो, आप अपने आप को कह रहे हो कि मैं कम हूं, मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगा, क्योंकि सिर्फ आपने लफ्ज यूज किया है नर्वस। जबकि हमने आज एग्री किया, अभी आपके साथ हम दोनों ने मिलकर एग्री किया कि जो आप फील कर रहे हो अपने नर्व्स में, न्यूरल नेटवर्क्स में, वो सेम है एज एक्साइटेड, then maybe you're actually excited, which means कि now you want to get on the stage because हम सबको excitement चाहिए ऐसे ही है। So language matters. There is a very there will be a lot of discussions on language. There will be a lot of discussion on neurons. क्योंकि we are doing NLP, Neuro Linguistic Program. What is P? P is a program. अब ये वो जगह है जहां वो डिफरेंशिएट करता है टिपिकल थेरेपी से NLP को। Now programming means we look at okay, so programming basically is the operating instructions that create an outcome. क्या मतलब? Programming is an operating structure, instructions that create an outcome. So basically, to make it very easy to understand, एक आउटकम है, एक रिजल्ट है। इस वक्त जो आपके पास है या जो आप एक्सपीरियंस कर रहे हो, जो आपके पास नहीं है, वो सारा एक रिजल्ट है। सो अगर मैं नर्वस हूं, ये रिजल्ट है एक सर्टेन प्रोग्रामिंग का, एक सर्टेन पैटर्न का, जो मैं अपने अंदर सोचता हूं, मैं अपने अंदर फोकस करता हूं, और वो सारे रिजल्ट प्रोड्यूस करते हैं, विच इज बीइंग नर्वस। सो जब आप मेरे पास आएंगे, आप मुझसे कहेंगे मैं नर्वस हूं, आई डोंट आस्क यू नर्वस क्यों हो। आई एम श्योर आपके पास बहुत सारे लॉजिकल रीजंस होंगे कि आप नर्वस हो। मैंने कभी प्रेजेंटेशन दी नहीं है, आज कल मेरा प्रेजेंटेशन है, मैं नर्वस हूं, मेरा बॉस फला क्या। आई आस्क यू नर्वस कैसे हो, हाउ आर यू नर्वस, नॉट व्हाई आर यू नर्वस। व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस? हाउ आर यू नर्वस is focusing on what you do before getting nervous. How? What do you mean how? I mean how? What are you thinking? What are you imagining in your mind? कौन से pictures है, कौन से वर्ड्स है जो आप जिस पे फोकस करके आप नर्वस क्रिएट करते हो एज अ रिजल्ट। तो आप कहते हो कि मैं ये सोच रहा हूँ कि मैं स्टेज पे बात कर रहा हूँ, लोग मुझ पे हंस रहे हैं, मुझसे मेरे अंदर से नुक्स निकाल रहे हैं, प्रॉब्लम्स दिखा रहे हैं, राइट? तो फिर obviously it makes sense that you are nervous. So nervous is an outcome of a program. All right. And neuro-linguistic programming focuses on the programming and reprogramming. अगर एक प्रोग्राम आपको undesirable results produce कर रहे हैं, nervous, why not change the program and think कि मैं stage पे खड़ा हूँ, सब तालियां मार रहे हैं, सब मुझे appreciate कर रहे हैं. Now that would create excitement. That's what we want, right? We change the program, we change the outcome. Okay. And अब अगर आपने नोटिस किया, we do not focus on what trauma did you go through in your childhood that shattered your self-esteem, and things similar to that. We don't really go to the past. In fact, अगर मैं आपको summarize करूं, जो लाइफ कोचिंग का अप्रोच है, अगर ये टाइमलाइन है, goes from past to future, अगर इस वक्त प्रेजेंट में हमारी फोकस about 70% of the times होता है फ्यूचर में, right? So yeah, kind of side effect NLP का एंजाइटी है, ठीक है? मैं खुद ओवरवेल्म अक्सर ही होता हूँ because I do a lot of NLP on myself. But then the good news is क्योंकि मैंने हिप्नोथेरेपी भी किया हुआ है, सो इस ओवरवेलम को मैं रिमूव करता हूँ विद NLP टेक्निक्स, डीप ब्रीथिंग एंड मेडिटेशन एंड माइंडफुलनेस एंड दोस्त। राइट, आप सीखेंगे थ्रू आउट द कोर्स, आपको समझ आएगी मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ। सो 70% ऑफ द टाइम्स हम फ्यूचर फोकस्ड है, about 20% of the time हम present focused है। present में क्यों focus करते हैं 20% of the time? Because we want to know कौन से resources आपके पास है। Alright, so the idea is from point A, if we want to get to point B, we have to identify the point B very clearly. Otherwise हम भटक जाएंगे, हमें रास्ता हम गलत रास्ते पे चढ़ जाएंगे, because हमें पता ही नहीं कि end result क्या चाहिए हमें। Begin with the end in mind. This is the first lesson in NLP. Begin with the end in mind. अगर आप स्टीवन कोवे की आपने बुक पढ़ी हो, The 7 Habits, you know what I'm talking about. एक recommended book है, in fact, 7 Habits. Then 20% of the times हम A पे फोकस करते हैं कि आज के दिन में आपके पास क्या रिसोर्सेज है और क्या रिसोर्सेज डेवलप करने की जरूरत है। ठीक है, ये जो एनालिसिस है ना, गैप एनालिसिस, ये जो गैप एनालिसिस है between where I am and where I want to be is typically understood as strategy. ठीक हो गया? अच्छा, पास्ट में हम शायद कोई 10% ऑफ द टाइम यूज करते वो फोकस करते हैं। मेजोरिटी ऑफ हमारा फोकस प्रेजेंट एंड फ्यूचर में होता है। समटाइम्स वी नीड टू गेट टू द पास्ट। फॉर एग्जांपल, आपको फ्लाइट से फियर है, ठीक है, यू आर अफ्रेड ऑफ फ्लाइंग। वेल, समथिंग हैपेंड इन द पास्ट दैट यू आर अफ्रेड ऑफ फ्लाइंग, राइट? अगर नथिंग हैड हैपेंड टू द पास्ट, देन वी फोकस ऑन द प्रेजेंट। अभी क्या सोचते हो फ्लाइंग के बारे में? ठीक है, so this is NLP for you. Okay, without going further, it would be unfair of me if I don't introduce you to Richard Bandler. Richard Bandler and John Grinder were the founders of NLP. Okay, I'm going to introduce you to a few of a technique that he has created called the fast phobia cure. All right, let me just find the right video. अच्छा, have a look at the अच्छा, इस टेक्निक के ऊपर रिसर्चेस काफी हुए हैं, फोबिया क्योर के ऊपर, एंड मोस्ट साइकोलॉजिस्ट डू नॉट अंडरस्टैंड how it works. We just know that it works. Have a look.
Neuro-linguistic programming has proved a successful technique to turn around people's lives in a positive way. One area where it has shown astonishing results is in dealing with phobias.
If I saw a snake in the room now, I would be really scared and anxious, and I feel like probably I would pass out. Yeah, if I could touch a snake or get close to it, I think it would make me feel like relief. I'll probably be able to go on holiday to places where I didn't think of it before.
Today, the co-founder of NLP, Richard Bandler, is holding a seminar for people with all sorts of phobias. Some of these have been paralyzed with fear all of their lives, but now all of that is about to change.
Good morning. Guess what today is? Phobia Day, which is badly named. It's not a day to acquire phobias, but if you want one, I could probably do that too. Neurolinguistic programming is the name that I gave to all the techniques I developed, which were really studying successful behaviors. Rather than studying people with fears to find out how they got them, I found people who had gotten over them quickly, learned what they did mentally to learn the formulas by which you think your way out of problems.
To cure my phobia, I think it would make me feel like relief because I don't have to think about it in a negative way anymore.
So Carolyn, go and find a memory where you were afraid of a snake. Whether it was there or not doesn't matter. The memory is there. Float out of the memory and watch yourself being afraid and say to yourself, that's just fucking stupid. I'm tired of this. Just fucking fed up. Because they always say you're going to look back and laugh. My policy is why wait. Because if you don't wait, Carolyn, if you start laughing now, and I do want you to laugh a little bit more, even more. Come on, bigger laugh, a little giggling, that kind of giggling. Now, while you're laughing at this, take that feeling of laughter and start to spin it in your body faster and faster and tell yourself, I can do this, right? Because if you stop and instead make a picture where you see yourself looking at a big snake, not being afraid. Now, what I want you to do is to first take the feelings, right? How do you feel now? Are you scared?
I just want to get done with it.
Okay. Right? Okay. But, so you feel determined?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Take the determination, spin it, pull up your hand and tell them to come as close as you want. So take a deep breath. Come a little bit closer. And look at it real carefully. Now you want to touch the white stuff. She's a belly rubber. Cool, huh?
Richard really helped me to control the bad feeling and actually just get like sort of a neutral feeling about snakes or phobia of snakes. It was just not affecting me at all anymore.
The point of this is real simple. To go inside your brain now and to realize if you could face this fear so easily and so quickly, you can face all the rest of them this way. Because, you know, how many times are you going to encounter a snake in life or a magazine picture of a snake? Not that many. But there are bigger things in life you have to face. And if you can shift your brain like this so quickly, what this means is you can shift your brain about anything. So I want both of you to go inside your mind and think of what you're going to be more passionate about trying. When you run an old scared memory backwards, it flattens out the neurons, because be it ever so microscopic, those neurocortical pathways know how to go to the right one by size. Billions of them woven together, and that one fear one fires off because it goes up by size from a chemical charge. You run the memory backwards, it flattens it out. Then all you need to do is to replace it. Because here's the trick to personal change. You create a void and fill it with something better, then it doesn't go back to what it was. People become happier, they become more functional, they become more successful. What more could you ask from a seminar? So your choice is to go to therapy and whine about it for years, sit home and live in it for years, or do something about it.
So as you see, अच्छा by the way, ये जो phasphobia cure है, ये हमारे therapy के हमारे course का part है. So you are going to learn it by the end of the course. But it's a long way out. ठीक है, वो 4th month का चीज है. उससे पहले कुछ चीजें आपने skills develop करनी है. आपको पता होना चाहिए programming क्या है, basic चीजें आपको पता होना चाहिए. Then basic techniques आपको पता होना चाहिए. Once you master those, then we build these advanced techniques over them. ठीक हो गया. अब आप कहेंगे ये सेमिनार तो बड़ा सेलेक्टिव सेमिनार था, ठीक है ना? अच्छा जी, ये रिचर्ड बैंडलर एक दफा एक अमेरिकन मॉर्निंग शो में आया था. आई रियली वांट टू फाइंड दैट वीडियो. अमेरिकन, हाँ मिल गया. अच्छा, why am I focusing on this? Because these are like famous people. They are not actors. अब ये NBA player है जिसको आप देखेंगे, he is famous. You can follow them, you can reach out to them. अब वो आपने जो लड़की देखी सेमिनार में, you might be thinking, oh पता नहीं ये कोई unknown सी person थी, उसके बाद गायब हो गई और कहानी खत्म हो गया, उसका वीडियो यूज हो रहा है. But these people, Michael Strand and जो Kelly है, these are famous people. They exist. आज भी morning show कर रहे हैं. राइट. सो इन्होंने रिचर्ड बैंडलर को बुलाया एक मॉर्निंग शो में just to see के what he does, and let's see what happens when he meets someone with a phobia.
Times when you fear something, you need to confront your fear.
Okay.
So I know you have this fear of snakes. Yes, there's a wallet. Hey, great, there's also a snake.
I want to cure your fear of snakes.
It's not happening, buddy.
Yeah,
I don't want to cure it. I just don't want to cure it. I just will stay away from snakes. It's not for me.
We've all seen Michael talk about his fear of snakes again and again. But today he plans to conquer his fear. Joining us to help is co-founder of NLP, Dr. Richard Bandler. Hello, doctor. Hello. Hi. So what is NLP?
NLP is the study of successful behavior. Psychologists look at what goes wrong with you, and we only look at what works.
You should be good at that. You're
And
successful.
so we find people that got over fears and found out what they were doing, whether they knew it or not, and related it to how our neurology learns.
Do you think Michael will be able to overcome his fear of snakes?
I think if he pays attention and follows instructions, he'll do just fine.
I will let you
So in other
get to
words,
work.
if I'm not, it's my fault. Okay,
Yes,
there we go,
right.
Doc.
I like the concept.
Okay.
Okay, it's really very simple. You remember when she came out and threw a snake at you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and it scared you, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's a great big picture in your mind, right?
Yes.
And it's moving towards you, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Okay, you and everybody else who's afraid of snakes does that. It's
Yeah.
not just you. Okay, take the great big picture, shrink it down to the size of a quarter, and blink it black and white.
Okay.
Okay, got to do it really fast. Okay, big picture, shrink it down, blink it black and white.
Okay.
Got it? Okay, now just clear your mind for a minute. Look at me for a second. Now, look back at the picture and try and be afraid.
I'm good.
You're good. Okay. Okay, let me tell you the secret. The secret is because it's not the snake that scared you. It was the big giant picture jumping at you.
Yeah.
Okay, now that the picture's out of your mind, I want you to just simply go and make a picture of yourself being terrified of snakes. And the other picture, I want you to see yourself just walking over and touching the snake. Okay. Which one would you rather be?
I'd rather be terrified of the snake.
You'd rather be terrified of the snake?
I don't want to go over and touch the snake.
Well, when you look at yourself going and touching a snake, do you look afraid?
No.
Okay, so when you look at yourself not being afraid, what makes you think you wouldn't want to do it?
Good question.
Good question. Let me put it this way. This is something that you've been afraid of for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, in fact, even thinking about it, if you spent 10 minutes a day thinking about it, and you add that up, 352 days in a year, right? You know how much time that is?
A lot.
A lot. Multiply it by 10 years, 20 years.
How about 43 years?
Well, how long you planning to live?
103.
103 years, okay? You're talking about an enormous amount of time to worry about one thing
Okay.
that you could be using to do anything you want. The truth is, if you can walk over and touch the snake, it will teach you that you can do anything you put your
We're going to
mind
let the
to.
good doctor
'Cause if
continue
you
working
change
with
the way
Michael.
you
We're going
think,
to take a
it
commercial
will
break
change
and
the way
see
you
if the
feel.
method works.
And
When we
therefore,
return,
deep
Dr.
breath,
Bandler,
in through your mouth,
cure Michael
slowly
of
let
his
it
fear
out.
of snakes.
Now,
We
stand
are
up.
going to find out right now.
Okay. Take my hand. Everything's going to be fine. Now, just look at the snake, right? Okay. Walk over, take your hand like this, and just put it on the snake.
Forget it. I'll go there.
Oh, isn't he sweet? He's so nice. You want to hold it?
Wow. Let's not go that
Okay,
far.
That's nice.
Okay.
He said he doesn't want to go that far yet. He's not ready to hold the snake.
I'm getting comfortable.
Yeah, go
here.
ahead. Just touch him. He's so nice. He's very sweet. He's lovely. I think it's a he. We don't really know each other that well. Feels good, right?
Feels good.
Feels not
The
scary.
trainer
or
said it
anything.
was a he, and I said its name should be Alice.
Alice. Yeah, that's a good name for a male snake. Why not? You want to try holding him?
I'm not ready for the hold, I don't think.
You sure? You want to try holding like half of him?
Yeah.
Here, ready? There you go. Nice and gentle. Yeah, look at that. See that? We will be back in 1 minute, and I'm going to get this snake onto Michael. Hey, we want to thank Dr. Bandler because look at Michael here holding a snake. Isn't that something else? Not scary at all. You want to try? You want to try? Okay. I'm going to grab his head right there. Grab his head there.
There you go. Okay.
Just Michael and a snake hanging out.
I'm not kissing the snake. Now, that's
But not till tomorrow.
That's another session.
perfect. I'm cured.
All right.
Okay, right now, I'm going to Central Park and I'm looking for snakes.
Trust me, you have no idea the level of empowerment that the client feels after they overcome a fear. Once a phobia is overcome, usually it generalizes. Psychology में हम जानते हैं ना generalization. जैसे कि fear generalized होता है, negative thoughts generalized हो जाते हैं ना कि okay, all right, you know, everybody is evil because you had one experience with one person that was evil. Now everybody is evil because that is generalized. Suddenly everybody in the world. उसी तरह positive attributes, when you overcome a phobia, suddenly that is generalized. Suddenly you feel like, oh, अगर मैं ये कर सकता हूँ तो मैं वो भी कर सकता हूँ, वो भी कर सकता हूँ, सब भी कर सकता हूँ क्योंकि ये मैंने कर लिया है. So this is the beauty of NLP, and what you saw, who you saw was Dr. Richard Bandler, the founder of NLP. Let's get back to what we're talking about. Introduction to NLP. So neurolinguistic programming is a methodology to understand and help change human behavioral patterns. These patterns are otherwise known as programs. So human behavior ki jo patterns hai, they are programs. This methodology developed from studying and understanding the connection of how the nerve communication network in our body, neuro, is connected and reflected in the language we use, linguistic, and how this affects the way we behave. That is the program, right? You go into a meeting with your shoulders down, with your short breath, you're gonna have a panic attack. But you go into a meeting with your shoulders high, with a deep breath, then you are going to be more calm and responsive to the meeting. When we understand the process of how we do something, we can repeat that process to achieve the same result or change the process or even just the part of the process to achieve a different results. So if we understand A, B lead to C, if we don't want to get to C, then we don't start A and B. जैसे रिचर्ड बैंडलर ने दिखाया ना उसको कि there are two pictures in front of you. One, you are afraid of the snake. One, you are touching the snake. Which one would you rather be? Right? वो क्या कर रहा था? It was going to give the subconscious mind a choice. Of course, he still wasn't ready for the change. So उसने कहा कि नहीं, I want to be afraid of the snake. Then he had a discussion. Okay, what if you spend 10 minutes a day being afraid and worrying about the snake? Over a period of 100 years, you're spending X number of years just being afraid. Wouldn't you want to have more fun in those times? Why be afraid? So that's what the subconscious wants. We are going to learn everything that Richard Bandler has done in these videos. Complex hai, but possible hai. You are going to learn to do it by the end of the course, inshallah. Now, repeating the process of how someone does something is known as modeling. All right. Now, modeling is a key word here. I want everybody to understand, even if you're not taking NLP, which I think you should, but if you're not taking NLP, understand what the modeling is. Every successful behavior leads clues. You want to be more thin, you cannot ask a fat person how to be thin. Agreed or disagree? Let's establish some reality check. कि अगर मुझे weight loss करना है, क्या मैं किसी overweight बंदे से पूछूंगा कैसे weight loss करना है? Yes or no? Type in the chat box. If I am overweight, do I ask an overweight person to how to weight loss? No, obviously. So who do I ask? the person who has lost weight. Yes, जिसने किया है. So क्यों? Because a desirable behavior, ये word याद रखिएगा, desirable behavior has a strategy behind it. वो strategy कोई भी follow करे तो similar results. मैं नहीं कहता हूँ 100% आप ये नवाब रियाज हो सकते हैं और बहरिया बना सकते हो, but आप एक छोटी सोसाइटी बना सकते हो, right? If you follow the strategies that he followed, right? That is called the modeling. Model a behavior. Success leave clues. If you follow a successful pattern of behavior, you achieve the pattern, that result that that person has achieved. Most of the times what we do is we model negative results. क्योंकि by default हमारी कल्चर में ऐसे ही होता है, right? अच्छा, हम सब कंप्लेन करते हैं कि हमारे कल्चर में XYZ चीजें नहीं है, करेक्ट? मसलन हम कंप्लेन करते हैं कि लेट्स से लड़कियों को फ्रीडम नहीं है, एम्पावर नहीं किया जाता. अभी मेरे ज़हन में सिर्फ ये आ रहा है. लेट्स से हमारे एजुकेशन सिस्टम खराब है, एजुकेट नहीं किया जाता. ओके, नाउ then what we do is we repeat the same process that has produced that negative results. लड़कियों की जो डिसएम्पावरमेंट है, उसी बिहेवियर को हम करते हैं. मदर्स वही कर रहे हैं जिनके मदर्स उनके साथ किया. एजुकेटर्स वही करते हैं जिनके एजुकेटर्स ने उनके साथ किया. अगर आसान अल्फाज में फैमिलियर वर्ड्स आपको चाहिए, चेन ऑफ ट्रॉमा. जिस तरह मेरे साथ हुआ मैं आगे भी वही कर रहा हूं, और मैं कंप्लेन करता हूं कि हमारी सोसाइटी में डिफरेंट रिजल्ट्स क्यों नहीं है. What am I doing about it? That's the main question. So if we want to achieve a different result, then we need to look at a different result जिन्होंने अचीव किया है. मसलन अक्सर लोग मुझे बुरा भला कहते हैं जब मैं वेस्टर्न सोसाइटीज की एग्जांपल देता हूं. हम सब बैठ के कंप्लेन कर रहे होते हैं कि हमारे सोसाइटी में सेफ्टी नहीं है. मैं कहता हूं अच्छा, कौन सी सोसाइटी सेफ है? सऊदी. मैं खुद एक्सपीरियंस करके आया हूं, 2 दफा मैं उम्रे भी गया हूं. सोसाइटी सेफ है, आराम से आप घूम फिर सकते हो. जब मैं ये कहता हूं तो हमारे जो सुपर रिलीजियस लोग हैं वो कहते हैं नहीं, वो तो मुसलमान माने ही नहीं जाते हैं, वो तो फलान है, वो तो भटक है और फलांग है. मैं कहता हूं यार वो छोड़े. सी दीज आर लिमिटिंग बिलीफ्स. These are what we call limiting beliefs. You want a specific result, but you are not ready to change your mind in order to achieve that specific result. एक common experience आपको बताता हूँ. You see someone in an expensive car passing by. The first assumption that rises in your mind, हराम कर किया है इसने, उसके बाप ने उसको लेके दिया. Correct? I am also one of the people जिसका immediate thought यही होती है. If my belief around money is that या तो हराम का मिल सकता है या तो बाप ने देना है, मैं तो हराम नहीं खाऊंगा और मेरे बाप ने मुझे नहीं दिया, equals I will never have money. So you see how your thinking produces a result, aka a programming produces an outcome, right? So this is the program that we need. You want to, let's say, be rich. जिम रॉन क्या कहता है? जिम रॉन जो मेरे गुरु का गुरु है, टोनी रॉबिन्स का गुरु है, कहते हैं कि if I have to start from the start without any success, full poverty, मैं अपनी जेब से किसी अमीर आदमी को लंच पे लेके जाऊंगा और उसको स्टडी करूंगा कि आपने पैसे कैसे बनाया. ठीक है, कहते हैं मैं अपनी जेब से पैसे दूंगा इवन दो कि मेरे पास नहीं है, लेकिन मैं उसको लेके जाऊंगा, ऑब्जर्व करूंगा, स्टडी करूंगा कि इसने आउटकम कैसे अटेन किया, एंड देन आई विल फॉलो द पाथ दैट ही हैज डन, राइट? सो दैट इज कॉल्ड मॉडलिंग. अच्छा, एक तो ये मॉडलिंग हो गया अदर पीपल का, बट इट्स नॉट इनफ. ठीक है, इंटरेस्टिंगली आप अपने सक्सेसफुल बिहेवियर को मॉडल कर सकते हो. मेरे पास क्लाइंट आया, वेरी सक्सेसफुल बिजनेसमैन, ऑफ कोर्स नहीं नाम ले सकता, बट घर में उसकी वाइफ के साथ ना वो रिलेशनशिप सक्सेसफुल नहीं था. लाइफ कोचिंग के लिए आया था. अच्छा जी, सक्सेसफुल नहीं था। फिर ऑल आई आस्क हिम कि आप मुझे सिंपली ये बताएं कि अच्छा, आई वाज डूइंग साइकोथेरेपी, ठीक है, बात करते करते आई रियलाइज यार कहीं पहुंच नहीं रहे, सेशन खत्म होने वाला है, कोई काम की पत्ते की बात करो। उससे मैंने कहा एनएलपी यूज करते हैं। मैंने उससे कहा कि अच्छा आप ये बताओ कि आपका कंपनी आपको किसी ने दिया? कहता नहीं, मेरा खुद बनाया आपने हाथ से, मैं सेल्स मैन की जॉब करता था, फिर मैंने ये लिया और फिर ये लिया और फिर आज 40 साल 45 साल बाद मेरी अपनी फैक्ट्री है। मैंने कहा कि अच्छा तो मुझे ये बताएं कि फ्रॉम 0 to 100 अगर आप समराइज करो कि 4-5 पॉइंटर्स किस तरीके से आपने सक्सेस अटेन किया, फाइनेंशियल सक्सेस। तो उसने मुझे बताया कि अच्छा जी मैंने अपना ईगो साइड पे रखा, मैं कंसिस्टेंट रहा, मैं मार्केट की फीडबैक सुनता रहा, ब्ला 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 ब्ला। मैंने कहा अभी आप मुझे बताओ उनमें से कितनी स्ट्रैटेजीज यू आर यूजिंग विद योर रिलेशनशिप। हंसने लगा, कहते कोई भी नहीं। मैंने कहा तो मेक सेंस, यू अचीव रिजल्ट्स with this strategy. If you want to achieve results, you need to model your own successful behavior, right? तो फिर मैंने उससे पूछा, मैंने कहा कि अच्छा तो हाउ डज ये वाली स्ट्रैटेजी लुक लाइक इन अदर डायरेक्शन। कहते हैं हाँ मुझे चाहिए, क्योंकि मेरी वाइफ जब भी बात करती है तो मैं ईगो में आ जाता हूँ, मैं नहीं सुनता। आप सही कह रहे हो, मैं कंपनी में तो जब सेल्स में रिजेक्शन मिलती है उस वक्त तो मैं ईगो में नहीं लेता। यू अंडरस्टैंड? नाउ ही इज डूइंग द होल रिप्रोग्रामिंग हिमसेल्फ। he talked it out 10-15 मिनट वो बोलता गया। He did all the work, all I did was trigger the modeling behavior. All right, of course these techniques you're going to learn hopefully by the end of the course. We can have a lot of strategies and techniques and tools, and class is dafa chota size hai, so we're going to have a lot of question answers also. Okay, so repeating behavior to achieve a certain outcome is called modeling. You don't have to model external behavior, other people's behavior. You can also model your own successful behavior in a specific area and apply it to the other areas. Changing is a process of how someone does something is known as creating behavioral change. So when we are talking about change, we are just talking about the reprogramming. You reprogram and then you achieve a different outcome. Where did NLP come from? From Richard Bandler. You saw a video. I'm going to show you another video as well. And John Grinder, they created and co-founded NLP. ये बहुत important history है, because I think this distinguishes NLP from all psychotherapeutic modalities out there. मैं खुद psychologist हूँ, but you will see me जब भी मुझे कुछ भी रिजल्ट नहीं देता, I come always back to NLP. In 1970s, two men, the co-creators of NLP, became curious as to how some highly successful therapists were able to consistently achieve results. They wanted to find out how they were achieving their successes rather than why they were doing what they are doing. So, for example, if you're doing Gestalt therapy, right, in the present, you try to, there's a whole mindset behind it. There's a whole psychodynamic school of thinking and approach behind it. उसके पीछे बहुत सारा कुछ है, right? The beauty of NLP was कि इन्होंने नहीं पूछा कि what school of thought are you doing? मसलन Gestalt therapy ने अगर introduce किया empty chair technique, they just watched the therapist do the empty chair. They did not ask कि अच्छा इसके पीछे क्या philosophy है, क्या mindset है, कौन सा background है. No. They just see के अच्छा जी step 1 आपके सामने conflict है, step 2 उससे बात कर repo build कर. You see the difference? They did not get into the why the top psychotherapists of the 20th century were doing what they are doing, but instead they studied it stepwise and just created a school of therapeutic modality, जिसको कहते हैं NLP. In the beginning, obviously, there is a lot of resistance from all the psychologists जिन्होंने dominate किया होता है healing को. But then eventually, like for example, I remember when I started teaching in Lahore NLP की courses, all the psychology community, चलो दिल की बात करता हूँ, इसको जरा साइड पे करता हूँ. All the psychology community, famous लोग, मुझसे seniors, मेरे खिलाफ, like they started a complete movement कि ये जो इब्राहिम सियावश है ये अनएथिकल प्रैक्टिस कर रहा है. I'm talking 2016. But then of course मैंने अपने गुरु से सीखा हुआ था कि let your results speak for you. You don't need to do marketing or defend yourself. Let your results speak for you. So then what I did, I worked on my clients, I recorded videos and I showed the results of my videos to people. ठीक है, आहिस्ता आहिस्ता of course अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह मेरा काम तो चलता रहा. Then PIMS create किया and then PIMS became known. Pakistan Institute of Mind Sciences became known. But मजे की बात यह है कि कोविड के बाद जब सारी एजुकेशन ऑनलाइन हो गया, यानी कि जो स्टूडेंट्स थे they started having more options to get educated. कोविड से पहले क्या होता था, मसलन आप में से लेट्स से राबिया फॉर एग्जांपल, राबिया ने सीखना था कोई साइकोलॉजी के अंदर कोर्स, तो वो पंजाब यूनिवर्सिटी चली गई, रिफा यूनिवर्सिटी चली गई, उधर से पूछ रही है कि कोर्स हो रहे हैं, सर्टिफिकेशन हो गई, हाँ. और कोविड हो गया एंड एवरीबॉडी बिकेम ऑनलाइन. देन समबडी, a student from Pakistan जिसने सीखना है, they were no longer limited to करीब की यूनिवर्सिटी कॉलेजेस, उन्होंने गूगल करना स्टार्ट किया. जब गूगल करना स्टार्ट किया, इंटरनेशनल सर्टिफिकेशंस मिलना शुरू हो गई. One of the most famous international certifications in psychotherapy, जो हम सब मानते हैं, is Arizona Trauma Institute. Almost हर साइकोलॉजिस्ट जो कि ट्रॉमा इन्फॉर्म थेरेपी करता है, एरिजोना इंस्टीट्यूट से उसने सर्टिफिकेट किया हुआ है. मैंने खुद किया, कोविड में मैंने खुद भी सर्टिफिकेट किया. अभी रिसेंटली इनसे बात कर रहा था कि मेरा शो नहीं हो रहा, उसमें ना डैशबोर्ड में मेरा कोर्स शो नहीं हो रहा. नहीं, हाँ, तो जब एरिजोना वालों से मैं कर रहा था, सारा थ्योरी वगैरह उन्होंने सिखाया जो कि मुझे पहले से आता था. मजे की बात, एंड में जब टेक्निक्स टू ओवरकम थेरेपी में आ गए, there are 5 or 6 techniques, all of them were NLP techniques, all trauma therapy techniques, जो कि एरिजोना इंडिविजुअल वाली कोर्स मैंने खुद किया. उसमें अभी मैंने करना है, ग्रुप थेरेपी वाली करनी है, उसमें मुझे नहीं पता क्या होने वाला है. That's about $600. I'm saving money for that. So वो कह रहे हैं कि जितने अप्रोचेस थे वो एनएलपी की टेक्निक्स थे. फिर वही लोग जो मुझे अनएथिकल प्रैक्टिस, इब्राहिम यू आर राइट, आपकी टेक्निक्स वाकई में सही थे, देखिए एरिजोना वाले एग्जैक्टली यही टेक्निक्स कर रहे हैं. मैंने कहा मेरे टेक्निक्स नहीं है, एनएलपी की टेक्निक्स है. So this happens a lot to people who are ahead of their times. जब आप देखते हो, आपका विजन आपको नजर आता है कि oh, these are the things that are working for people, so why not use them? There is always resistance to change. All right, so even a थोड़ा सा anecdote about my own experience with NLP techniques. Okay, थोड़ा सा टाइम को हमने मैनेज करना है क्योंकि let's move on. So where did NLP come from? Again, आज की क्लास इंटरैक्टिव नहीं हो रही क्योंकि एक ओपन क्लास है, इंट्रोडक्टरी क्लास है. नेक्स्ट वीक रेगुलर स्टूडेंट्स जो भी होंगे, हम कैमरास ऑन करेंगे स्टडी कॉर्नर्स में, एंड वी गोना हैव इंट्रोडक्शन फर्स्ट, गेट टू नो ईच अदर, बिकॉज ये सारे टेक्निक्स एंड टूल्स हम एक दूसरे के ऊपर करेंगे, फिर हम उसको डिबगिंग करेंगे, असेसमेंट करेंगे, एंड वी मेक इट परफेक्ट बाय द एंड ऑफ द कोर्स. They wanted to know how they are achieving the results instead of why. They and the research team spent time deconstructing how people such as Virginia Satir, जो कि family therapist था, जिसने meta model, एक language model है, उसने create किया after observing Virginia Satir की family therapy. And Milton Erickson, of course, the famous hypnotherapist, clinical hypnotherapist. Prince Pearl कौन है? Gestalt, and so many others achieved their consistent success with their clients. What they identified was the words they were using, the questions they were asking, the changes in their tone, changes in their body posture and physiology, what they listened out for when talking to a client, how they structured the language. All right? They did not go into कि अच्छा जी Virginia Satir जो है family therapy कर रही है. Familial therapy के पीछे क्या theories है? No. But how you are doing it in the present moment, here and now. Through this work and subsequent work, the works of many others, the methodology of NLP was developed. These can be broken down into different models and topics, like meta model हम सीखेंगे, Milton model हम सीखेंगे, anchoring हम सीखेंगे, आपको final test भी होगा, strategies it's not very important, हम इसको skip करेंगे, states हम सीखेंगे, और बहुत सारी चीजें हमें सीखना है जो कि आप वेबसाइट में जैसे आपको दिखाया था आप देखेंगे तो आपको पता लगेगा कि कौन-कौन सी चीजें हम सीख रहे हैं. Today, NLP techniques are used in many different areas such as therapy, health, education, and sport. In business, these techniques are used for coaching, information gathering, communicating, motivating others. Offices में organization. Western countries are hiring NLP coaches to train their teams. आप अगर ये करेंगे, फिर TOT करेंगे, you'll be even a better trainer. Influencing the persuading, advertising, of course, language advertising, identifying successful strategies, developing others as well. NLP is not a thing. It is a methodology that consists of a range of different skills that combine to form techniques. So, हमारे जो course है, जिस तरह मैं सिखाता हूँ NLP, it is focused on skill building. People become skillful in the use of NLP techniques through being taught well and practice. Both of them you will be doing throughout these 4 months. Using NLP techniques helps people create more choices in their life and the lives of others. So NLP की जो course है specifically, it is not just only for coaching purposes. If you just want to improve your own life, spend these 4 months, invest it to develop your own self. And आप हमारे reviews में देखोगे, you will see a lot of the people who have taken this course has improved their own lives. उन्होंने certificate के लिए apply भी नहीं किया, certificate की जो final demos है वो नहीं किया. They just came to improve their own lives and they did by the end. In everyday life and business, people are automatically behaving naturally. They don't stop and think how they are doing what they are doing. I see it. Most people, they don't stop and think how they are doing what they are doing. They just do it. NLP skills help you deconstruct behavior to find out how someone is doing something so it can be modeled or changed. ये हमने discuss कर लिया. NLP is still being developed by both Richard Bandler and John Grinder along with many others. यहाँ मुझे याद आता है कि स्टूडेंट ने कल मुझसे कुछ दिनों पहले मुझसे पूछा कि सर आपका तो कोर्स ABNLP से नहीं है, इसका मतलब ये है कि आपका कोर्स NLP है ही नहीं. मैंने उससे पूछा मैडम ये मुझे बताएं कि रिचर्ड बैंडलर ABNLP का है, जॉन ग्राइंडर ABNLP का है, नहीं ना, तो फिर रिचर्ड बैंडलर NLP है ही नहीं, जॉन ग्राइंडर NLP है ही नहीं, है ना. सो वही लिमिटिंग बिलीफ्स वाली बात है कि मेरे बाप दादा ने होंडा मोटरसाइकिल लिया तो असी भी होंडा ही लेसा, राइट. वो आपने एड वगैरह देखा हो. इफ यू लुक एट माय टिकटॉक एंड इंस्टाग्राम, मैंने उसी टाइम वीडियो रिकॉर्ड करके टॉप 50 सिर्फ यूएसए के अंदर की जो इंस्टीट्यूट्स है इंक्लूडिंग सोसाइटी फॉर NLP जो कि रिचर्ड बैंडलर का है, वो मैंने लिस्ट बना के भेज दिया. मैंने कहा कि चेक करें जी, आपको यह है कि ABNLP के अलावा भी दुनिया बहुत बड़ी है, ठीक है. Just because you know only one thing, that doesn't make it the ultimate thing. वही प्रॉब्लम मेरा ग्रेजुएट्स ऑफ साइकोलॉजी के साथ है. Just because you know CBT only, that doesn't mean CBT is कुरान की आयत, ठीक है. Open your mind, broaden your horizon, take multiple courses, expose yourself to opposing ideas. That's how your mind grows. Grow your mind, have a growth mindset, जो कि इस कोर्स का हिस्सा भी है. growth mindset की टॉपिक आई है. Not this week, next week. Brain imaging in neuroscience is showing that a lot of what was once only theoretical regarding the way behavior is created is now proving to be true. NLP is a big subject and will always subject. The best way to learn it is to break it down. I make it easy for you to learn to become really skillful in the use of NLP. That's a guarantee by PIMS, Pakistan Institute of Mind Sciences, and me, Ibrahim Siavash. Okay. अब हम यहाँ पॉज करते हैं. यहाँ से हमारी टेक्निक से स्टार्ट होती है. ठीक है. Cause and effect equation, wheel of life, sphere of control, serenity prayer. हमारी जो limiting beliefs के बारे में सारी चीजें ये next week करेंगे. I don't want to give up too much. And I want to keep the sweetest things for the people who are joining the course. Okay? Next week. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you another video of another tool technique that Richard Bandler has done. I want you guys to have a look at how he's working with people with difficult memories, bad memories. If you feel yourself stuck in bad memories of the past, I know all of us are. Let's see how Richard Bandler live helps somebody get rid of it. These are all techniques. ये जो करेगा ना 5 minutes में, ये हम break down करेंगे एक-एक करके, ठीक है? And then at the end of the course, inshallah, you guys will combine all together and then be able to create these results as well.
I want to demonstrate a little bit about what I learned. So I'm going to need a little help because unfortunately I don't bring my own clients with me because I find there's enough people who have enough horse shit no matter where I go. So I want to find, is there anybody in here that has a bad memory and you think about it way too much and makes you feel bad? You think about it, makes you feel bad. You do, sir? You seem smiling awful lot for somebody that's got a bad memory. I beg your pardon? There you go. Do you smile when you think about this? No, and it makes you feel really bad. Has it done it for a long time? Okay, why don't you come up here and sit down?
Correct.
Where's your name tag?
It's on my jacket.
Are you really in this seminar?
Yes, sir.
Hey, we got somebody who snuck in. Take him out and draw and quarter him, would you please? Okay, just sit, that's all right.
In the chair?
You're a complicated guy, aren't you? Okay, all right. Now, you don't need to tell us what this is. That's not important. It doesn't matter what it is. So how often do you think about this?
Most days.
Most days? Okay. How do you know when to have a day off?
I've been working at it.
You've been working at what?
Trying to think about other things.
Trying, that sounds like you're failing. If I say I tried to open the door, it means I didn't, by the way.
Yeah.
But anyway, when you think about it, it does make you feel bad.
It does make me feel
Okay.
bad.
Do you think about it like once a day, 10 times a day?
Probably 3 times, 5 times.
Okay. And when you think about it, how long do you think about it?
Up to 3 hours
Per time?
per time.
That's like 9 hours in a day.
Yeah, I think about stuff a lot.
No, you think about one thing a lot because there's no day left.
Yeah, I think about it when I'm doing other things. I think about it all the time.
You think about it all the time. Well, you think about it 9 hours a day.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's be conservative and say
It's been getting better.
it's been getting better. So does that mean like 7.5? All right.
Probably down to an hour a day.
Oh, an hour a day. Well, that's only about 5,000 hours a year.
Yeah.
Every 10 years, it's 5,000 hours, but, not a lot of time. There's nothing you could do with 5,000 extra hours in the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Do you know how much sex you could have in 5,000 hours? Are you married?
No, sir.
You have we don't have time to be married. You have a girlfriend?
These two things are related.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Well,
So if I think about sex, then I'm back thinking about her. So
well, you can be, but if she's not there, it's not as much fun. Then you're actually having a relationship with your right hand. Hey, baby, it's you and me tonight. I love you. All Okay, now let me ask you this. When you think about this, I have a guess, because I'm a very intuitive person, Virginia taught me to be intuitive, that the memory itself is either life-size or larger than life.
Larger than life.
Larger than life. So it's not only do you have a movie in your head, you have an IMAX.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's cool. So how big is it then? Is it as big as this room, or?
It's bigger than the world. It's
No, I'm talking about the picture in your head. Size-wise.
the universe fits inside the picture. It's an existential kind of level.
I don't want to be existential. I want to be literal.
Okay.
When I say it's larger than life, is the picture?
It's kind of like as big as Boston and New York.
Well, yeah, but when you visualize something the size of Boston in your head, how big is the picture?
Oh yes, as big as this room.
Big as this room. So you have a gigantic fucking screen inside your head with a big fucking horrible picture.
Yeah.
Okay, and do you have a big wall in your house?
Not at the moment.
You don't have any walls in your
I
house?
do have walls.
Okay, but
There's probably a few that are big enough.
fairly good. Okay, if I came in and painted the most horrible thing you ever seen on the wall in your house, would you leave it there?
No.
But you'd leave one in your head.
That seems to be what I've been doing.
Oh, okay. Seems to be what you've been doing. Seems, right. It's not really what you're doing.
No,
It's
it is. That's what
Oh.
it's
Just say yes when
Yes,
the answer
sir.
is yes.
Yes, sir.
You want to use that penis again? All right. Now, we're going to try a little experiment because the brain is designed to remember and to forget. See, both of those things are good things, especially if you get to choose which ones are which. And it's not so much that you forget things, it's that they don't affect you viscerally. Because when you think about this, it makes you feel bad enough that, and of course you do it again and again and again, and then you have to have some crappy internal dialogue to go with it, because what would a crummy picture be without some sound? In fact, you should really add music.
Orchestra.
Orchestra. You got an orchestra? Oh my God! Well, there you go. This is a whole work of art, isn't it? I mean, if you're going to destroy your life, why screw around? Violins, the whole thing. Yeah, that's great. Okay. Well, if you're going to be stupid, do it in style. That's what I say. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is really quite simple. Okay. Don't do it until I finish giving you the instructions, because I don't want you to do part of it. I want you to do the whole thing. What I want you to do is I'm going to have you close your eyes and look at this big fucking nasty picture. And the minute you start to see it, I want you to shrink it down to a circle this big, and I want you to start flickering it between black and white. Okay? Do you understand?
Yep.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Take a deep breath, close your eyes, look at the big bad picture, shrink it down, blink it black and white, blink it black and white, blink it black and white, blink it black and white. Okay? Now, one more thing I want you to do. Okay, that's good enough. You got it. That's simple. I know how the brain works.
Yeah.
I don't understand what Freud did. I understand something that works. It's a little different.
Yeah.
Okay, now the other thing I want you to do is I want you, this memory, however long it went on, it's got a beginning and it's got an end.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it may be 3 hours long, but who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Right? You know where the end is, okay? You may replay it a few times, but wherever it is, I want you to look at the last picture. In a minute, not yet. Okay, don't jump ahead. I want you to look at the last picture, and then I want you to rewind it to the beginning as fast as possible. So everybody's walking backwards, talking backwards.
Back to it.
Yeah, back to the beginning, and we're going to throw in a little circus music to make it interesting.
Okay.
You ready?
Close my eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Close your eyes, jump to the end, start running it backwards. All the way to the beginning and stop. There we go. Okay. Now, all you did was two things. It took us about 3 or 4 minutes. Okay. And then you're convinced this was a bad thing, right?
Which?
Feeling bad about this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I want you to go back and look at it again. Can you make yourself feel bad?
No.
I can put it back if you want.
That'll do just fine. Thank you very much.
Well, we're not done yet, though.
Oh, no.
Well, I worry about things. I'm a worrier by nature.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with the 4,000 hours?
Yeah.
Have you thought about that?
Yeah, well, revenge was one of the things.
Then you're still thinking about it.
Yeah, no, yeah.
See, I mean, do you want your future to be squarely aimed at your past?
No.
Do you know the best thing about the past?
It's in the past.
is that it's over. That's the best thing about the past. You know the best thing about the future? You can do all kinds of wonderful fucking shit. You can do things you haven't even dreamt about yet because you've been too busy replaying this bullshit over and over again. If you worry about the past, it reappears. I had a friend once that got jilted by his wife. Her name was Christina. They were friends of mine. And I didn't see him for about a year. He went off and practiced depression until he got really good at it. And he would come over and he'd go, "Do you think you could help me with the depression?" And I said, "No, you're doing a fine job." So finally one time he came over and I did a little something and he was feeling pretty good and he left. And then I get this call that he's getting married. It was only like 30 days later. And I went, uh-oh. And I went over, and the weirdest thing was not only did he find someone like this woman, she looked exactly like her. She looked exactly, it was scary. And I accidentally kept calling her Christina, which was not a good thing to do, by the way. That doesn't make you a very good friend. But I just couldn't help myself. I would say, "Oh, Christina, will you pass me the sugar?" And she would go, "I'm not Christina." And I would look at him and go, "Is she or is she not?" She might be. And if she is, she'll do the same thing. But he married her and she jilted him. So thank you very much. You did beautifully.
All right. And this is how you get rid of past bad memories. ठीक हो गया. And आपको लग रहा होगा कि रिचर्ड बैंडलर ने randomly कोई कर लिया कुछ. Every little thing that he did had a plan behind it. जो language pattern use कर रहा था, specific language pattern है. जो बीच में cuss words use कर रहा था, on purpose है. They give you shock. जो music play किया, that's a whole purposeful technique. When he is telling a story of Christina, it's a random story, not a real story. But the storytelling itself is a hypnotic language pattern जो हम Milton model इस course में पढ़ेंगे, and hypnotherapy में भी पढ़ेंगे. All right? And so आज की हम सिर्फ इंट्रोडक्शन पे ही रखते हैं. बल्कि no, let's move on. I want to give you guys some practical things to take away from you, starting with the cause and effect equation. At the core of everything that we do in NLP is the cause and effect equation. At the core of everything that we do in NLP is the cause and effect equation. You will always find two kinds of people around you. कुछ लोग होंगे जो cause side of the equation में operate करते हैं, means उनके जो mind में automatic operating system है, वो cause side का operating system है. मैं चाह रहा हूँ आप लोग भी अपने आप को assess करो. कुछ लोग जो है effect side of the equation में operate करते हैं. Cause side वाले क्या कहते हैं कि I influence and take responsibility for everything that happens in my life. And जो effect side वाले हैं वो कहते हैं my life is random, I cannot affect or control what others say or do. See, typical psychology में हम इसे कहते हैं internal locus of control and external locus of control. जो effect वाले side of the equation है, they are consistently looking to blame and make excuses. Why is it that a lot of people look to blame and for excuses? Because it's easier. Taking responsibility is stressful and it is hard work. जो effect side of the equation है, वो ये कहते हैं कि there is a recession. जी, COVID ये pandemic हो रहा है, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता, मेरा काम नहीं चल सकता, मेरे कंट्रोल में नहीं है. जबकि जो effects जो cause side वाले लोग हैं कहते हैं कि I run my business the way I want. What recession? This is exactly what I did with PIMS. PIMS तो of course 2016 से है ना, COVID-19 की जो असल लॉकडाउन हुए थे, 2020 में हुए हुए थे, if you remember. उस वक्त मैं पाकिस्तान में था 2020 में. And I remember the panic that I felt because I am also a human and I suddenly fell into the effect side of the equation. मैंने कहा पैंडेमिक आ गया, अब काम कैसे चलेगा, सबका काम बंद हो गया था, याद है? But then I remember, wait, Ibrahim, you are an NLP life coach yourself. अगर मैं cause equation से ऑपरेट करूं तो क्या होगा? Cause equation से ये हुआ कि मैंने कहा कि I am going to develop myself and make everything online. वैसे भी मैं इतना सालों से चाहता तो हूं कि ऑनलाइन हो जाए, अब वही हो रहा है जो मैं चाहता हूं. It's an opportunity. It's not a problem. It's an opportunity. See the difference? COVID को मैंने and thousands of people like me, जैसे कि एरिज़ोना ट्रॉमा इंस्टीट्यूट की बात किया मैंने, ये भी एक फिजिकल इंस्टीट्यूट था एरिज़ोना स्टेट में. But a lot of people like us said, okay, fine, फिजिकल नहीं मिल सकते हैं, let's go online. But wait a second, ऑनलाइन का नाम मुझे एक्सपीरियंस है, ना ट्रेनिंग है, ना मुझे पता है कि इंस्टाग्राम कैसे रन करते हैं, ना मुझे पता है कि मार्केटिंग कैसे करती है, तो मुझे कुछ नहीं पता. कोई बात नहीं, गेट एजुकेटेड. हाँ, नॉर्मल बंदा होगा वो क्या बोलेगा, मुझे नहीं आता, मैं नहीं करूंगा, राइट? जिसको हम कहते हैं फिक्स्ड माइंडसेट. या इफेक्ट वाले साइड पीपल विल हैव फिक्स्ड माइंड्स एंड कॉज वाले साइड विल हैव ग्रोथ माइंड्स. इफेक्ट वाले साइड कहते हैं देयर इज नो वे आई कैन कंट्रोल व्हाट अदर पीपल से और डू. कॉज वाले साइड कहते हैं आई एम रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर मेंटेनिंग द रिलेशनशिप्स इन माय लाइफ. इफेक्ट वाले साइड क्या कहते हैं कि यार बस हमारे साथ ऐसे ही होता है, हमारे कल्चर में ऐसे ही है, बस यही होता है. इफेक्ट कॉज वाले साइड कहते हैं नहीं जी, मैं करूंगा वैसे ही जिस तरह, आई एम द लीडर ऑफ माय लाइफ, क्योंकि ग्रोथ माइंडसेट है, फिक्स्ड माइंडसेट नहीं है. अब हम इस पर मैं आपको रिसर्चेस दिखाऊंगा. जो इफेक्ट साइड है वो कहते हैं क्रैप has happened to me, shit has happened to me, and that was not my fault. मेरा उसमें कोई कसूर नहीं था. In fact, all of you at some point of time avoid making decisions because you want to avoid taking the responsibility. Cause वाले side क्या कहते हैं, I accept that I have had an influence over everything that has happened in my life and business. अब ये मुश्किल है, responsibility उठाना बहुत मुश्किल है. Most people cannot survive under the burden of responsibility. That is why most people will live always on the effect side of the people, effect side of the equation. I can tell you 90% of the people in the world will live influenced. They will be reactive. They will react to situations. Wait करेंगे and react करेंगे. Only 10% of the population of the world will ever live in the cause side of the equation because they are proactive. आपके ख्याल में जब फ्यूल क्राइसिस अभी पिछले दिनों हो रहा था पाकिस्तान में, पिम्स को कोई तकलीफ हो रही थी? नो, बिकॉज पिम्स नोज इनस्टेबिलिटी है पाकिस्तान में, इसीलिए हम फिजिकल नहीं करेंगे, हम ऑनलाइन करेंगे. हमारी बिजनेस मॉडल ही यही है, बिकॉज वी नो दैट द एरिया दैट वी लिव इज इनस्टेबल, सो लेट्स क्रिएट सम स्टेबिलिटी इन पीपल्स लाइव्स एंड ग्रोथ्स. ओके, now I will ask you guys, which side of the equation do you live in? Effect side or the cause side? मैं अपना rephrase करता हूँ question. What side of the equation do you are you committed to live in? मुझे अपना commitment दे. Which side of the equation are you committed to live in? Dr. Bahar कहती है cause. इफ्रा कहती है कॉज, मिसबा कहती है कॉज। बहुत मुश्किल है, मुश्किल इसलिए कि यू हैव टू टेक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ एवरीथिंग। बहुत गर्मी लग रही है, मुझसे रहा नहीं जा रहा, मौसम को मैं कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकता। You should have had enough money to buy an AC for your office. You should have planned in the winter कि एक दिन समर आएगा और मुझे AC लगानी पड़ेगी। ये अभी रिसेंटली आज लास्ट मंथ मेरे साथ जो हुआ एग्जैक्टली बात कर रहा हूँ। घर चेंज किया, जो ऑफिस में अभी हम बैठे हैं सेकंड फ्लोर पे, स्मॉल रूम है, एक्सपोज टू द सन हीट। बाद अल्लाह का शुक्र है कि मैं प्रोएक्टिवली मनी सेव कर रहा हूं बिकॉज फॉर इमरजेंसीज, राइट? एंड दिस वाज एन इमरजेंसी। मेरा तो इमरजेंसी माइंड में ये था कोई मेडिकल इमरजेंसी, यू नो, अगर खुदा ना खास्ता मुझे कोई हार्ट का इशू हो गया, कोई घर में कोई किसी को प्रॉब्लम हो गया है, उसी इमरजेंसी फंड से मैंने निकाल के एसी लगा दिया। हाँ, ओके। But so you are committed to live in the cost side of the equation. But are you operating with a growth mindset? आपको एक शॉर्ट वीडियो दिखाता हूं एंड देन आज की क्लास को हम एंड करेंगे, ठीक है? There are two. अच्छा, आपने नोटिस किया होगा आज का जो क्लास का वाइब है बाकी 3 कोर्सेज से डिफरेंट है। ये पर्पसफुली है क्योंकि जब आप एज एन एनएलपी कोच काम कर रहे होंगे आपको भी इसी तरह अपबीट, असर्टिव, एक्साइटेड एंड मोटिवेटिंग होनी चाहिए, ठीक है? ये मैं आपको आहिस्ता आहिस्ता इन द कोर्स सिखा दूंगा। ऑलराइट, let's have a look at what is growth and fixed mindset, and you tell me which one are you committed to be. All right, in fact आप अपना commitment क्लास के बाद अपना WhatsApp ग्रुप में डालेंगे।
Two types of mindset we can cultivate. One that embraces problems as opportunities to learn, and one that avoids them, often out of fear to fail. There are 2 types of mindset we can cultivate. One that embraces problems as opportunities to There are 2 types of mindset we can cultivate. One that embraces problems as opportunities to learn, and one that avoids them, often out of fear to fail. People that avoid conflicts can be described as having a fixed mindset. Those who see problems as interesting challenges have a growth mindset. Sometimes we like to switch from one to the other. People have a fixed mindset because they believe that basic qualities like intelligence or talents are fixed traits and that these traits are responsible for success. They often like to document past achievements. With a growth mindset, people believe that new abilities can be developed through practice. This view creates the love for learning that most great leaders and artists have in common. For them, life becomes an exciting journey with endless opportunity to figure out new things and advance. To develop a growth mindset, Dr. Carol Dweck, the Stanford University professor who coined the term, advises leaders, teachers and parents to celebrate trying. Teachers should applaud students for any grade if they studied hard. Parents should encourage their children to develop any new skill they are interested in. Doing this will make them learn the skill of learning, which will also help them back in the classroom. To illustrate the difference in everyday life, let's observe 2 imaginary kids. Jay thinks you've either got it or you haven't. Anne knows that she can learn anything if she wants it enough. At physical exercise, Jay avoids challenges. When it's time to jump over the vaulting horse, he's afraid to look stupid and be laughed at. Anne embraces any challenge. It's exciting, it's fun. She knows that failing is part of learning, and if she tries hard, at the end, nobody will laugh at her. Jay avoids feedback. If the teacher tells him how to improve an assignment he has been working on, He takes it personally. Anne knows that to improve, she needs to listen to constructive criticism. She also understands that it's not her that is being assessed, but the results of her work on that one day. Jay always takes the easy road. For example, he likes escalators and hates to take the stairs. When he is practicing the guitar, he stops the moment he's getting stuck. Anne usually doesn't even take escalators. She jumps up the stairs, counts every step in her head, and enjoys feeling the blood rushing through her veins. She practices the drums every morning for 15 minutes. Not that she always enjoys it, but she knows that effort is part of a journey to a more fun life. Anne likes to see others succeed. It inspires her. She knows that if she motivates her friends to get better, she herself is likely to grow too. If his friends try new things and succeed, Jay feels threatened. He's afraid that their success will put pressure on him to do more with his life too. Modern companies look for employees with a growth mindset because they solve problems and persist despite obstacles. To spot the right ones, some ask during the interview whether the job applicant believes if managers are born or if management is a skill learned. Jay thinks that managers are born. Anne gets the job. Neuroscientists support the idea. They confirm that the brain grows like any other muscle in the body, with training. Studies show that adopted twins tend to have higher intelligence compared to their siblings who stayed with their biological parents. The difference appears to come from the higher educational levels of adoptive parents and shows that nurture is more important than nature. A simple switch in how a person views a situation can mean the world of difference. Not just the outcome of that situation, the outcome of that person's place in life. As the late poet Samuel Beckett once said, "Ever tried? Ever failed? No matter. Try again. Fail again. Fail better." What do you think about the concept? Is it overly simplistic? And if you buy the idea, do you believe it is possible to make a permanent switch from a fixed to a growth mindset? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below.
Comment section ki jagah, you're going to post it in the WhatsApp group. And that, guys, concludes our first lecture of NLP life coaching. I hope you had fun for today. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow next week in the NLP course. If you have missed the introduction to PIMS and GIMP Malaysia, you can always go back and watch lectures that हमने Monday को किया, Tuesday को किया, Wednesday को किया, ठीक है? That's it from my side, from PIMS. Thank you for being here. I see you guys in your regular class. मैं again recommend करूँगा कि आप लोग upgrade करो अपनी subscription को, NLP के साथ hypnotherapy ज़रूर करो. Otherwise, the rest is up to you. Thank you. Take care. Have a nice week.